This is a Vanta News Alert. We are receiving confirmation that the merger between Apex Corp and Omni Group has officially been finalized.
Behind me, non-stop aerial patrols dominate the strait. Gunships cycle in perfect rotation, intercepting hostile drones.
The blockade has failed. Our operations remain active around the clock. Any further escalation will be met with immediate and decisive response.
Iran shocked. AH-64 Apache helicopters dominate the Strait of Hormuz. Blockade no longer possible. So far, we have hit more than 7,000 targets across Iran and its military sites. This is not a small step. This is huge force used with great accuracy. And once again, today will be the biggest strike package yet, just like yesterday was. And like I have said since day one, our power keeps growing. Iran's power keeps falling apart. We are hunting and striking death and destruction from above. Deep inside a heavily guarded American airbase in the United Arab Emirates, something incredible is happening, and it never stops. Not for one single hour, not for one single minute. Apache AH-64 attack helicopters sit under bright floodlights as top ground crews move with scary, perfect speed. Refueling tanks, reloading weapon systems, resetting every combat system 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with no break, with no mercy. These are not just machines. These are the iron fists of American air power, patrolling the Strait of Hormuz with hunter-like patience, hunting down and destroying every Iranian Shahed drone that dares to threaten U.S. forces, allied positions, and the oil tankers that carry the lifeblood of the world economy through these waters. Drop a comment right now. Do you think Iran can survive this level of non-stop military pressure? After finishing each turnaround on the ground, Apaches lift off and split into two directions at the same time. Some fly straight out to warships in the Gulf, landing on flight decks, engines kept hot, crews sitting ready like tight springs waiting to snap loose. Others go straight into the strait itself, entering active patrol lanes right away. The rotation is nonstop and perfectly timed. One helicopter comes back and another heads out before the rotors even stop spinning. There is no gap in coverage. There is no weak window. There is absolutely no mercy. When Iranian drones show up on radar screens, the Combat Information Center operators aboard the warships react in seconds, marking the contacts as hostile, building the battle picture, and sending targeting data at lightning speed straight to Apache crews already in the air and to those waiting hot on the flight deck. If you have not joined yet, you are watching history happen live and missing every update. Fix that right now. The second the order comes in, everything happens at once. Pilots sitting on the flight deck start engines at once, within minutes, not hours, minutes. They are in the air and climbing fast. Crews already in the patrol zone turn toward the threat at the same time. Throttles forward, weapon systems hot. The teamwork between ship and helicopter is sharp and exact. The response when contact is made is nothing less than brutal. Apaches race toward incoming drone swarms at full speed and start ripping them from the sky one by one. Each drone is destroyed before it can reach its target, before it can threaten even one sailor, before it can damage even one ship. Mission complete. Then it is straight back to base for a full combat reload because the next wave is already being prepared somewhere across the water. Back on the ground, maintenance crews jump into a full rearming sequence that runs with the precision of a NASCAR pit stop and the intensity of a combat mission. Every weapon system is taken apart, checked, and rebuilt from scratch. 19-round Hydra 70 rocket pods, unguided air rockets loaded into their pods, with each rocket physically checked before the pod is sealed. Each Apache carries up to 4 pods. That is 76 rockets per helicopter, ready to flood a target area with crushing firepower. 30mm M230 chain gun mounted under the nose, the ammo drum pulled out and refilled with a fresh belt of high explosive rounds, the exact same rounds that have been ripping Iranian drones apart at close range. The belt is loaded, the system is tested, the gun is ready. A GM-114 Hellfire missiles, laser-guided precision anti-armor missiles able to destroy heavily armored vehicles, reinforced bunkers, and large high-value targets. Each missile is carefully slid onto its rail launcher on the stub wings. Electrical connectors locked in, mounting hardware secured and checked. When the last system check is done, this Apache is not the same machine that just landed. It has been reborn as a fully loaded weapons platform ready to go back to war. Hit the like button if this level of American military precision blows your mind. And while all of this is happening, a massive C-17 Globemaster strategic airlifter touches down on a nearby desert runway, its engine still roaring as it rolls toward the unloading area. Inside its huge cargo hold sits another AH-64 Apache, brought in fresh as a direct replacement to make sure there is absolutely zero break in Hormuz patrol coverage. The Americans are not just holding their position here, they are actively making it stronger. The unloading operation starts with urgent, practiced precision. Ground crews pull out crates and containers. First, everything that had to be removed for transport now comes back out in reverse order. Rotor blades, tail rotor assembly, stub wings, weapon pylons, avionics fairings, crates packed with Hydra rockets and Hellfire missiles. Every part is carefully rolled or carried down the loading ramp by hand and set up on the tarmac. Then the airframe itself is slowly pulled from the cargo hold with rotor blades removed and landing gear unlocked. It takes a full, well-coordinated crew to manually move the stripped-down helicopter body down the ramp and onto the runway surface. Every move is careful and controlled because every sensor, every weapons interface, every piece of avionics on this machine is priceless and must arrive undamaged. Join right now, because what is building in this region over the next 72 hours is even bigger than what you are watching today. Once the airframe clears the C-17, a military tow vehicle hooks up right away and starts pulling it toward the assembly area. The crates of parts and munitions are loaded onto flatbeds and follow in convoy. The second they arrive, mechanics swarm the helicopter from every angle and go to war on the ground. Rotor blades reinstalled and tightened to spec, tail rotor assembly connected and tested, stub wings bolted back on and load tested, avionics panels reconnected, powered up, and put through full diagnostic checks, rockets loaded one by one into their pods, Hellfire missiles mounted on the rail launchers and secured, the chain gun drum packed with a fresh ammunition belt. Then the full maintenance checklist runs from top to bottom, hydraulic systems pressure checked, electrical systems tested circuit by circuit, flight controls checked through full range of motion, engine systems brought online and run up, weapon systems armed and confirmed ready. Every single item on that list gets a check mark. Then and only then does the crew chief sign off. Flight clearance granted, Apache combat ready again. Meanwhile, out on a warship, cutting through the waters of the strait, the combat alarm screams to life again. Radar contact. A new wave of Iranian drones inbound toward the formation, and Apache, already sitting on the flight deck, reacts at once. Engines fire, rotors spin up through startup and reach full operational RPM. The helicopter lifts cleanly off the deck. It nose dipping as it climbs and banks hard toward the threat, speeding up toward intercept speed, systems already tracking. The pilot's eyes are on the targeting display, sensors locked onto the incoming contacts. The weapon system comes alive. He lines up. He fires. Drones hit. Drones falling from the sky. Kill confirmed. Strike data reported at once to the ship's Combat Information Center. Information sent up the chain of command to theater headquarters. Targets destroyed. Mission confirmed. The Apache banks smoothly back toward its patrol station, settles into its holding pattern, and waits, calm, patient, deadly, ready for the next alarm that everyone on board knows is already coming. The cycle never stops, it never slows, it never weakens. Iran dreamed of controlling the Strait of Hormuz, of holding the world's oil supply hostage, of showing power that would force America to back down. Instead, they gave the United States a live combat testing ground running around the clock, and the Apache fleet is passing every single test with cold, deadly perfection. The blockade is not coming. It was never coming. And Iran is only now starting to understand the full weight of what that means. Follow for daily frontline coverage. This conflict is moving fast, and the next development could change everything. Comment below. Do you think Iran's drone campaign has already been clearly defeated? Like this video, if American air control over the strait just changed how you see this conflict. Heat, 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 hey heat, hey heat, 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 heat. Engine down, we are taking fire, give suppressive fire, heat, heat, helm right full rudder, steady on course 090. Wizard wants to fly bearing 290 Angels 40, intercept authorization granted, heat, heat,